I've never really had a serious incident, and it's because I try and dive with the right people who really know what they're doing. And,
and
I'm a coward as well, so that's quite important.
Is there any one place in the world that you haven't dived or explored that you particularly like to?
Well, again, very similar answer in that there's masses out there. There's 1.3 billion cubic kilometres of seawater out there. So, and I've seen hardly any of it really. The Cocos Islands, I'd love to go to. These big aggregations of scalloped hammerheads is one of the iconic sites in diving, and I'd love to see that. The macro stuff off Papua New Guinea, I've never seen any of that. There's many places around the world, the sperm whales off New Zealand, all this sort of stuff that tended to concentrate on the sort of tropical things, and I think there's a lot of temperate dive sites that are really overlooked. So that's perhaps next on the thing, try and find these big animals in the temperate sites.
Right, lovely. Egypt, it's an ideal location for divers of all different levels due to cost and quality of the diving. Is there anywhere that you would recommend to divers who might find themselves on a bit of a tight budget?
Yeah, I mean, Daharb's very, very good. And Dahab for me is like Sharm el Sheikh was 20 years ago.
Right.
Still being developed, and there's still a bit of the tourist dollars still coming in. It's slowly being built up and all that. But it's still got that frontier feel to it. It feels like a bit of a pioneer frontier town. And yeah, Dahab, and it's shore diving. Just all of it shore diving, and there's some wonderful shore dives and amazing reefs and drop-offs, and of course the Blue Hole and places like that. So I love Dahab. I'm a big fan of Dahab.
Excellent. So. And what would you say the most underestimated dive location was from where you've dived?
British diving, really. I really do. I firmly believe that on a good day in the summer, on a good British reef, you'll see things that I've taken pictures and shown them at my talks, taken from a British reef, and people have thought they've been taken on the Barrier Reef or whatever, the macro stuff and all that. So I think Britain's greatly underrated, I really do. And I've spent a lot of time charging around the world over the last few years, and I'm really keen to get back to the UK and start doing some more UK diving. So South Devon, Cornwall, off the southwest coast of Ireland, places like that, all superb.
Brilliant. You're an honorary ambassador to the Galapagos.
Yeah.
How did that come about? How did what made you accept it?
Well, there's an organisation called the Galapagos Trust, and they raise money for the Galapagos and conservation. Massive conservation problems out there at the moment. There's 1,000 sharks a week being taken out of the water in the Galapagos. And I just got asked by the Galapagos Trust would I be an honorary ambassador. Of course, I was delighted to do it. Incredible set of islands. I've only been there twice, but extraordinary set of islands in terms of the animals you see, and very fragile system. If the system gets impacted, it won't recover. So it's something that kind of our generation needs to sort out, because it's a problem that's happening now.
Yeah. I'm assuming that's why you have such an active role in the Shark Trust.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because again, that's an issue that's happening right now, and we need to sort it out. If we leave it to our kids, there'll be no sharks left.
No.
Yeah.
You own and operate Full Circle Expeditions.
Yeah.
What are your plans for 2006? And don't suppose you've got any space you squeeze one more on?
Of course, always. Well, I'm selling it, actually, if anyone's interested.
Why are you selling it?
Well, basically because the TV stuff is really taken off now. I haven't got time to run it.
No.
So I'm selling half of it, because it's a wonderfully sort of Corinthian thing we do, and go around the world, top tens and all that, and make these little films. And unless someone gets stuck in and starts organising it on a full-time basis, it will disappear, And it's a great idea and a great concept, and we've had a lot of fun doing it. So I'm flogging half the company, and hopefully it'll be a lot more active in 2006, 2007. So.
Fantastic, excellent.
Yeah.
2002, you won Superhuman.
Oh yeah.
What made you take an interest in going to that, and did you think that you'd actually win it?
Well, I was asked to do it, and no, of course I didn't think I'd win it. I really, really didn't. And there were some really impressive people, But it just shaped out into this epic final confrontation between me and this other bloke, and he basically just fell at the last hurdle and lost by 1 point. So it was great, and it took a year to film, and I ended up with a paperweight. That was my prize, a paperweight, which is great. So, but it was, like I said, it was great fun, and it was a great sort of analysis of who you are, and you find out all sorts of things about yourself because of the nature of the tests. So no, it's great.
Excellent. Diving, it's what we do, most of us do to relax. What do you do to relax?
Well, I do dive to relax, just for fun. It's lovely to dive and not have a camera pointed at you, and not have a schedule or anything, and just kind of do it for fun. And The other thing is I'm a rugby fanatic, but although I'm far too old now and my bones are creaking and I'm getting regularly beaten up on rugby pitches now, so I'm thinking of hanging my boots up to do that and just putting my feet up and watching telly nowadays, because with all the travelling, you know, it's quite a novelty to do it, really.
Exactly,
so,
If you could dive with one person, dead or alive, who do you think you'd pick?
David Niven, I think. He always struck me as being just a hoofing bloke, you know, a really interesting, funny, raffish kind of guy. Brilliant. So David Niven, or Claudia Schiffer. No, but David Niven.
Finally, if you were a sea creature that could best represent your personality, you could best show out your personality, what do you think you could be?
Oh God, good question. I don't know, I quite like mantas. You know, mantas are kind of, they're very mellow and they just kind of do the manta-y thing and they just seem to chill out and just enjoy it, and they're elegant and graceful. I wouldn't describe myself as elegant and graceful by any stretch of the imagination, but I'd like to be a manta. They seem to have a wonderful life, you know, just swimming around with your mouth open, scooping up food and, you know, with everyone looking at you, wow, you know.
Super, excellent, lovely. Well, thank you very much for your time, Monty.
My pleasure.